Good morning, everybody. Wake up.
Wake up, wake up.
In Provincetown. This week featuring
Wake up, wake up.
Can I have some coffee?
Wake up, wake up.
Make it strong, please. Hey. Oh. Hey.
Wake up, wake up.
Oh. No, really, can I have some coffee?
Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up.
Morning, everybody. It's Friday, May 17th.
Yeah.
It's full on spring day here in Provincetown.
Yeah. Good morning. I'm sure you noticed our new intro video. I made that. I tried to make it better and I failed. But it is I tried to make it better than what it was and I failed. So that it is what it is.
If you think he failed, put a thumbs down in the comments.
We've got a jam-packed show for you today, as you just saw in our brand new intro video.
I know we have tons and tons of people to talk to today, so we really need to get to it.
Yeah, let's get to it. How was your week?
My week was fantastic. Another amazing week in Provincetown. Yesterday, I didn't leave my house yesterday.
Good for you.
Except to go to the grocery store, which did take 3 hours.
That's like 6 days out of 7 for me.
Going to the grocery store for 3 hours?
Not leaving my house except to go to the grocery store.
Really? Do you go to the grocery store every day?
Kinda.
You're somebody that likes to go in there?
Yeah, I just like go and get my dinner.
You don't like wear a hoodie and sunglasses?
I do wear a hoodie and sunglasses.
See, you're afraid everybody's going to stop you and talk to you. You can tell there are people in there that have like serious anxiety about being stopped and talked to by 100 people.
It's so
and
bright in there.
They walk so quickly, and you're like, "Hey," and they're hi.
Yeah.
And then there are other people that are like, "Oh my god, I was hoping I would run into you and talk to you for 20 minutes."
Is that what took so long?
There's two exact opposite types of grocery goers in Provincetown.
I'm just in different moods, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Peter doesn't like, he knows that it's going to take an hour if we stop and talk to everybody. So he's like, I'll just sit in the car. And I was like, you're going to sit in the car for an hour?
I love
While I
that.
grocery shop? No, you're not.
Have you ever seen that picture of that dog who's like, I'm nervous? He has like a little t-shirt that says, I'm nervous. I feel like I need one of those to go to the grocery store.
Dog.
I'm nervous. Don't approach me.
How was your week?
It was really good. Last night I saw Angels in America at the Provincetown Theater.
You must have bought your tickets a month ago.
Sam bought me my ticket months ago. Yeah.
Ah, Sam.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
Everyone in it was phenomenal. Todd was amazing. Carl blew me away. Joe McDougal as Roy Cohn was so good.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you have your? I mean, obviously these people are all our friends, but do you ever watch people and you're like, Joe McDougal specifically, because he's playing very much a character. Like fully, I was like, oh my god, that's Joe McDougal. Like every once in a while, I would like snap back and be like, oh right, that's him, because he was like so embodying the role. It's incredible.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Tremendous acting.
But it was a sold out show, which I heard they've sold out their entire run. So if you haven't got tickets, you were out of luck.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, it's not true.
It is true that they've sold out their run.
Yes.
But it's not true that you're out of luck.
They extended their run for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday after their final weekend. So I think that is Monday of Memorial Day and the following Tuesday and Wednesday. So get your tickets after the show finishes airing.
Yeah.
You have time. You have time.
Well, no, give me a chance to buy a Wednesday ticket.
If you're watching, buy a ticket for Bob.
Yeah. Oh, but if you're going to see a show on Monday Memorial Day, come see my show at the Post Office Cabaret.
Yeah. But Angels in America was awesome. I had never seen it before.
No version of it?
No. I kind of went into it not knowing what to expect, which was great. It was super moving, not quite what I expected.
What were you expecting?
I guess I don't really know it. I was surprised by what it was about. It's really cool how they like very much intertwine the character stories without having them all be together.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
But congratulations to the whole team over at the Provincetown Theater. Also, you can still get subscriptions, which are $250. You get a ticket to basically every show through the season. You support the theater, and you have till Memorial Day to get that.
Mm-hmm.
They're also running a buy a brick program.
What's that?
So for $250, you can get a brick in the sidewalk out front of the theater, and you can get it
Engraved.
Etched.
Etched.
Yes, engraved. I'm trying to convince Todd to split one with me, and we're just gonna put Tadana and local honey.
Oh, split a brick.
Yeah. We can afford that.
You
the
can
whole
afford
amount.
to split a brick.
We can't afford to split a brick though. Yeah. So support the theater, support arts in town, and definitely go see Angels in America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The night before that, we had a fun time over at Ethan's 21st birthday. We got a pic of the whole Wake Up crew. If you see Ethan in town this weekend, buy him a drink.
Or give him money.
Or money, or just cash.
Cash money is better than a drink.
Yeah. But it was tons of fun. We were over at the Sass House. It was a cute gathering.
Do you know? I mean, I think of Provincetown as a Gemini and Libra town.
Mhm.
There were 4 birthdays that day.
Really?
It was Joel Harms,
Right.
Ethan, Mike Ackerman, and Andy Toll.
Damn.
All on the same day.
All iconic people, too.
I know. So whatever sign this is, it's your time.
What is it? What's
Taurus?
Taurus?
It's Taurus season.
Wait. Oh, yeah. No, Trevor's a Leo.
When is Leo? August?
Summer. Yeah.
August it is, right?
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday to all the other Tauruses out there, but especially to our very own Ethan Jackson.
Yeah.
21. We've known you for years. It's so strange that you're 21.
Was your first drink that day a Jello shot?
Oh yeah. That's
Perfect.
Not in life.
Not in
Legally.
life. You broke the law, Ethan? I'm so shocked.
What was your first legal drink on your 21st birthday?
I think it was tequila. I had a really bad 21st birthday. I was so poor and training at a restaurant in Boston my 21st birthday. And at the end of I just was so busy. I was working 3 jobs at the time, and I was training at a restaurant in Boston. And my trainer was like, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Oh, well, it's actually my birthday today." It's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "Walk out the door right now and go have a drink." And I walked out the door and went to sleep because I had to do work my 3 jobs the next day.
Wouldn't they just give you one? You were at a restaurant. They should have given you a
You
drink.
can go anywhere else and
Get out of here and get a drink. What?
But it wasn't so great. But my first drink ever was on my 18th birthday.
What was that?
A 40 of Bud Light.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're way butcher than me. My first drink ever was a fuzzy navel while watching the movie Beaches with my then girlfriend.
Work. So
I
many,
know.
so many questionable choices built in there. What is a fuzzy navel?
Orange juice and peach schnapps.
And nothing else?
Yeah.
That is yucky.
It was delicious at 17.
Yeah. Wow.
And then my first legal drink was an Irish car bomb at a Bennigan's in Newark, Delaware, where they made you stand on top of the table and shake a salt and pepper shaker while they sang to you. I don't think Bennigan's exists anymore.
for that reason.
For that
Right.
reason, someone fell off the bar while shaking.
Irish car bomb, though. Solid choice.
I've also hosting trivia on Monday night with Ethan, who we have a video with later. Every Monday night, it's moved to Monday from Thursday, so come on and hang out with us.
You're hosting it with Ethan?
Yes. I mean, Evan.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Ethan, do you want to host trivia with me?
Fun.
Yeah, you didn't get up to anything else. How's work this week?
Work was great, very busy. In restaurant news, 2 other places opened again last night for the year. Grand Central, which is in the A House Alley, is open for business. Go visit Dana and Jeff and Wendy
Masonic
over
place.
there. Yeah. And also Strangers and Saints is back.
Didn't Beer Garden open yesterday too?
Did they open too? OMG.
Yeah.
And the Beer Garden and Cafe Heaven started, they resumed dinner service last
Damn.
night. Yeah, May 15th is kind of it. Like we have
Yeah.
ferries now this weekend.
Yep.
If you're in Boston, Pop and Dutch today. Hop on the ferry and come over and visit us, everybody. P-Town is live.
Yeah, it's summer. It's happening.
Mhm.
Yeah. Where is
That is the
Rosie's,
question on everyone's
Ethan?
lips. Where is Rosie's? We need our Rosie's back. If you have any information about Rosie's, please DM us now.
Yes.
We need to know.
I want to make a big congratulations to our good friend Susan Tran. Has she co-hosted?
She has. Or she like popped up
Yeah.
one time.
But we used to do the Cape Escape on NBC 10 in Boston when she was a host there. She's took the winter off, but I want to take a big congratulations for her. She's going to be back in DC. She has a permanent position as an evening anchor alongside Chris Flanagan. She's going to be beginning on July 15th. She is a 2-time Emmy winner.
Boston's loss is DC's gain. Susan's
Yeah.
going from the early mornings to the evening news.
I'm happy for her.
Me too.
I think she definitely is a morning person, but that was
That's
like
the
an
spot you want.
That was an extra morning person.
Yeah.
You had to be up at like 2 a.m. to get
She was
it.
going to bed at like 7 p.m. the whole time she did that
That's
morning
wild.
show.
I hope she won't be in P-Town less.
She told me that she's keeping the P-Town apartment and selling Boston.
Work.
Congratulations, Susan and Joe.
Hopefully we'll still see them every once in a while.
And now it's a reason to go visit DC.
Perfect.
I know. I can't wait to see you down there. But also, what a much more like political job, I would imagine, doing the news in DC than doing the news in Boston. Like that's their whole life in that city.
Oh yeah.
Have fun, Susan. We love you.
We had our election here in Provincetown this past Tuesday.
Mhm.
Leslie Sandberg retained her position on the select board. Congratulations to Leslie.
How was the voter turnout?
I think it was just under 1,000, so not the best voter turnout, but I don't think the select board was a contested race, but I don't think it was as hotly contested as years past. Mata Field also won with a great margin, which is fantastic because a lot of times you see those things at town meeting. They pass overwhelmingly because people can see people put their hands up or down, and then they go to the vote. And when you're in your little voting booth, you change your mind. But I'm very happy to see that Mata Field passed. Another thing that passed was an investment in early childhood development here in town, which is also very exciting. There's more families every day here in town, so that's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you to everybody who performed their civic duty and came out to vote on Tuesday.
Yeah.
What's so funny? Moving on.
Right. Okay. I have some news.
Like what?
Did you see Harrison Butker's commencement speech at Benedictine College?
Yeah.
Yeah. He made an entire fool out of himself. He really thought he was doing his big one, and he really, I don't think he's happy that he did it. So he did the commencement speech at Benedictine College and just insulted people over and over again. He was talking about being proud of your masculinity or proud of being a woman and a homemaker, and he was like, "Oh, not the deadly sin of pride, which has an entire month dedicated to it."
Oh my God.
Right. Yeah. He also suggested that women find fulfillment through getting married and having children and not pursuing a career, and that women's lives begin when they become a mother.
Does his mom think that? Isn't she like an acclaimed physicist?
Right. Yeah. It's just so odd to say that to a group of people, men and women, who are clearly investing in their careers. They're going to college.
Everyone is a home ec graduate.
Right.
No, you know what though? I did hear this, that his jersey is now like the #1 top selling jersey. All the people who he really was speaking to are like buying his shit so that he doesn't feel so bad.
Well, he better get it now because I doubt he'll last much longer in the NFL. The NFL did release a statement saying that his views did not reflect the NFL's views. Players are coming out being like, "What an idiot." Yeah.
Just another white guy named Harrison.
Oh! Well, speaking of, in addition to the horrible things he said, another horrible thing he said or did was quoting Taylor Swift.
Wait, why was that horrible?
just my personal opinion.
Oh my God.
But look it up. He's being dragged all over the internet. His Instagram has been entirely taken over by people criticizing him in every comment on his pictures. And as much as you say that his jersey sales are up, I think that's still a small group of people. And I want to think that it's a small group of people all buying his jerseys, because the people on the far right, they love their merch, Trump flags and
Hats.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh. Speaking of merch. Oh, I guess you're right.
Tour merch. We're literally wearing merch.
We're I guess political merch is what I was
Madonna is
thinking of.
political.
I guess that's true. As is Morphine Love Dion.
Oh my God, Morphine.
Yeah, I got my Morphine Love Dion t-shirt, and we've talked about her a lot over the past few months watching Drag Race. She was mine and everyone's at my personal viewing parties favorite. And
we're trying really hard to get her on this show. She's coming to Provincetown.
Yeah, she's in town for Frolic Weekend. She's going to be performing at the Crown and Anchor, and that's going to be awesome, and we're going to get her.
The hard part about this, she told me, is that they often fly in for like less than 24 hours. And she's like, if I'm there early enough on Friday, but they're still making travel arrangements.
We can
it's
do
a
a
Saturday
pre-tape.
performance. Yeah, but if she comes Saturday, and then I guess for the following week, but you know,
I'm like, I
want her the night before, the morning before the
yeah,
show.
but we can also grab her for 5 minutes and do a pre-tape.
Yeah, more.
We're just going, oh my God, we love you so much. We love you so much.
We know you can hear us, and we love you.
Yeah, we know you watch every week.
Well, we know Rocco does.
Perfect. And that's tied to your employment. So
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. Also back in the news, I just want to make sure everyone is aware of this and being extremely careful and is making the smart, responsible medical decisions for themselves.
Mhm.
The CDC is,
The CDC?
yeah, what did I say?
CBC.
No, I said CDC.
Oh.
The CDC is again urging vaccination for monkeypox. In 2022, there was a monkeypox outbreak in the United States and the world, specifically
Here.
specifically Provincetown, and predominantly affecting men who have sex with men. But they are urging vaccination if you were not vaccinated 2 years ago, because there is currently another outbreak in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So also there are two types of monkeypox, clade 1 and clade 2. And the clade 2 is what caused the monkeypox outbreak in 2022, and clade 1 is now the dominant strain in the Congo outbreak, and that is a more deadly strain.
Oh.
So if you are not vaccinated, definitely get vaccinated, and if you are an at-risk group, talk to your doctor or a medical professional about potentially getting boosted.
Also, Test and Treat here in Provincetown will be doing pop-ups at the Vault every Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So go in and talk to Jeff. He knows what he's talking about. And also you can go to the Drop-In Center on Commercial Street at the AIDS Support Group,
Mm-hmm.
May 23rd until June 2nd.
We really did it last year and didn't have any major worldwide news articles written about how Provincetown is the epicenter of anything, and I would love to have another summer like that.
We're also ahead of the curve, though. We,
Yeah.
speak to our doctors a lot.
Yeah, I would love to be the epicenter of fun,
We're that too.
beach days.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so definitely talk to your medical professional about potentially getting vaccinated or boosted if you are at risk.
Mm-hmm.
Other news stories in Massachusetts, which is not fairly shocking, but a little shocking. Billie Jean King has a children's book written about her. It's called I Am Billie Jean King by Brad Meltzer. And it's in the news this past week because a mother in Medfield, Mass, her daughter took the library book out, said that her daughter was attracted to it because it had a tennis player on the cover, and brought it home. And as the mother was reading it to her child, there was a section about her sexual identity and also divorce. So she took the book to her school and requested that it be removed from the library because of those themes. Divorce and sexual orientation, which are both things that children have to deal with in their lives all the time. So the school, Memorial School, the school boards did not remove it, but now the mother is currently appealing that decision. Billie Jean King tweeted an article about it, and with the comment that just said that this is sad.
But she divorced a man, right?
Yeah.
What was his name?
Larry King. And
Billie Jean King divorced Larry
for
King?
a hot second, I had this image of Billie Jean King being married to Larry King, and I was shocked.
But divorce is such a straight thing. I mean, don't blame us.
Gay people get divorced too.
Not as much.
The first people that got gay Harry got gay divorced.
I know her personally. You don't have to bring that up right now.
It happens. It happens. It's equality, Bob.
What? Divorce?
Yeah.
Divorce is equality. I thought you said divorce is a quality. I was like, equality of what?
Are you? You're not hearing great today, Bob.
I'm not hearing great.
Or is
What did
it
you
my
call-
diction?
What did you call me? Well, you also said Massachusetts. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Massachusetts. Is it zits or sits?
Ugh, who cares?
Is that Massachusetts?
Yeah.
No,
What did you say?
it's Massachusetts.
I don't know. Anyway, we were talking about it earlier, but did you see on the House floor last night the fireworks on the House floor?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So basically, it started when Marjorie Taylor Greene insulted Jasmine Crockett, who is another representative, and basically say, "Oh, I don't think you can read because your fake lashes are in the way."
She did say that.
She did. And immediately, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez chimed in and was like, we have to, how dare you say that? You need to apologize. We need to strike those words from the record.
Mhm.
And she basically, Marjorie Taylor Greene was like, you're not going to get an apology from me.
Ever.
Yeah. It then went kind of off the rails. AOC suggested that Marjorie debate her, and then Marjorie said,
No. So Marjorie says, I'm not going to ever apologize. And then Jasmine Crockett turned to the people running the meeting and was like, Okay, so we're not allowed to speak on each other's like personal appearance.
Well, that is a rule.
Right. So I just want to make sure that the rule, I'm clear on the rule. What if I said you and your
If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
Yeah. She just pulled that one right out of thin air.
And then all the Republicans got up in arms saying,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, we have to strike that from the record. That's so rude." Blah blah blah.
Yeah. And then, it got a little heated, and Marjorie Taylor Greene said to AOC, "Why don't you just debate me?" "Oh, you won't because you're not intelligent enough to debate her."
Yeah, I also think AOC called her illiterate. Said that she couldn't read.
She called her baby girl after that. She said, "Listen, baby girl, don't start." And she was like, "Baby girl." And then it was like watching an episode of Real Housewives.
Yeah, and I know some people clutch their pearls when things like this happen, but there are things that need to be said. And I am not in the camp of Michelle Obama, when they go low, we go high. I'm in the camp of when they go low, we kick them while they're down there. That's my personal opinion.
Beach blonde, bad built butch body.
And here, wait,
Set it to a beat.
that should be a party this summer. Yeah.
We're dancing to that this summer.
I just want to clarify, here at Provincetown, we love butch bodies, but not ones with the Republican brains inside. Yeah. I think that's all I got. Did you have any other fun news stories that happened over the week?
I don't think so.
Okay, awesome. Let's go over to our good friend Evan Snavely is participating in the AIDS life cycle. I want him to win. There's a winner, right?
I don't know. Is there?
And I sat down and chatted with him about it this past week. So check this out. Morning, everyone. We are out front of the Provincetown Brewing Company with Evan Snavely.
Hi.
So Evan works here at the brewery. He also is my intrepid co-host for trivia every Monday this summer. Thanks for sitting down with me.
Oh my gosh, I feel honored. Truly.
You really should. So we're here today because we're going to chat with Evan. He is participating in the AIDS life cycle. If you don't know what that is, it's 545 miles from San Francisco to LA.
You got it.
I did it. Yeah.
On a bike over the course of 1 week.
That's great. 7 days.
7 days.
Wow. And it is to raise money for
the San Francisco AIDS Foundation and the Los Angeles LGBT Center.
Work.
Yeah.
So what made you want to do this?
Well, I jokingly texted my friend Sean, who lives in Boston, this fall, and said, "Sean, do you want to do the AIDS life cycle this year?" And he said, "I already signed up."
Oh, work.
And I was like, "Uh-oh, it's game."
So you two are on a
Game
team
time.
together.
Yes. So Sean is kind of my bike daddy. He knows everything about biking. I truly just picked this up in November.
Oh, nice.
Got my first big boy bike in February. So I'm kind of new to the thing. So Sean knows everything about biking.
Wait, so you're saying my single speed that I ride down Commercial Street wouldn't make it?
No, but if I'm ready now to tutor you, Harrison, if you want to be on the team next year.
Perfect.
So so Sean and I are on a team together, and we got the Provincetown Brewing Company.
These are so cute.
To kind of sponsor us. So we designed these really wonderful jerseys.
Very cute.
That feature a bunch of the little brewery logos. We got the rainbow on there to make it gay, emphasize the bicep muscle.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so so Sean and I both have to raise $3,500. That's the kind of the requirement of the riders.
He's been donating all his tips from trivia to his fund. I have not.
Well, there's still time for you, Harrison.
Perfect.
Yeah. So so we've got about $1,500 left to raise to get us both to the Ticket to Ride, they call it.
How can viewers donate?
Yes. Funny you should ask. So we've got the link in the bio of the brewery and of my Instagram. And also this Saturday, which I believe is tomorrow.
Yes.
We will be doing a little fundraiser kind of kickoff here at the brewery.
Cute.
At 1 p.m. we're going to be doing a fun ride through the dunes. So out to Race Point along the trail and come right back. Just a few miles. I know it's early in the season, so we're going to go slow. We're going to have some pit stops, some rest stops. And then we're going to come back here to the brewery.
To drink.
To drink, yes. To have some food, to fuel up. We're going to be doing some maybe like sexy strip biking. So you get to see Sean and Mai's, for a donation.
For a donation.
You'll get to see Sean and Mai's sexy cyclist bodies.
Word.
And we'll also be raffling off some of these jerseys.
Ooh.
And some other cool merch and gift cards to the brewery and everything.
That's awesome.
So you can donate online, but I'd really, really love to see you on Saturday as
Yeah.
well. Should be a fun time.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Perfect.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so it's coming up soon. It's like a week
Yes.
away.
So the fun ride is tomorrow, and then the AIDS life cycle is the first week of June. So I fly out the last day of May, and I'll be in California for like 10 days.
That's exciting.
On my bike.
And then 3 days of like in the fetal position in your bed recovering.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. I was talking to my friend who did it. They said that there's what do they call it? Like a butt clinic.
Oh.
When you're on the ride, so it's supported. So there's like rest stops, they feed you, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like acupuncturists and masseuses and all that stuff. But they also
it's
have
like a spa day.
Well, yeah. I'm doing this for me.
Right.
But yeah, if anything's going wrong with chafing or any other issues where your kind of body meets the bike, they've got a clinic of nurses. That
I'm very predisposed to chafing.
Well, they've got this. So this is one of the lessons I learned when I first started biking. Is it goes by many names, but it's called like chamois cream, I guess, is the official like above board name. But yeah, it's basically cream that you rub from front to back everywhere. I have a minty. Well, the other way is bad, I guess. But I have a minty version, so it tingles a little bit. Okay. In a nice way.
Like you're about 8 an Altoid.
Yeah, like a little Dr. Bronner's action.
Cute.
So that has really saved some pain and suffering, we'll say. But yeah, there's plenty more on my body that will get beat up and get hurt. So yeah.
Awesome. But we will see you tomorrow, Saturday, at the Brewing Company. What time?
Come on out at 1 p.m. We'll be starting the ride, and then we'll get here like around 2. We'll get back from the ride, so if you just want to meet us for the hangout session, 2 p.m.
Come hang, donate, enter to win one of these, and strip biking.
Strip biking.
I'm excited to see what that is. It's the morning.
Oh, right. I know. That's why I was just giving a preview.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Evan, and good luck on your ride.
All right. Thank you, Harrison.
Of course.
I do want to clarify something in the interview with Evan. It was planned this past week that they were going to do a ride from 1 to 2, but that is being canceled. I think for weather, they're just going to do the 2 o'clock gathering at the brewery. But stop on by, donate some money, get one of get in the raffle for one of those jerseys. They're so cute. And please welcome the staff of the PBG and also Kristen Becker.
Hi, kids. How are you?
These are such close friends of Wake Up in Provincetown. They've all worked on the show before. It's a little family. So super excited to have them on today. So we wanted to talk a little about the Serve program. We mentioned it a couple weeks ago, but I didn't have all the details. So we want to know.
Well, it's so nice to be back on with the Wake Up family.
Yes.
Today. I missed you guys.
We missed you. The tap room's not the same.
So, you might remember in the Independent about 4 weeks ago, some stories were coming out about Provincetown businesses being rejected from receiving some of their planned J1s for the summer season. And there was a lot of angst about it. We were in contact with about 7 businesses, and there were 35 roles that were at the time unfilled. Alex Morse, Julian Sear got in contact with Congressman Keating's office, had some conversations. There was a lot of theories going around about the fact that Provincetown had been blacklisted. And it's come out from the State Department that that's not the case, but it's still pretty nebulous as to what's happened.
But then why?
We're still unsure. And, a lot of the businesses have made their own moves. They've hired high schoolers. They've decided to share employees with other businesses. But
that's a weird way to say it. Yep. The owners have decided they would share their staff.
I was like, isn't that always been a P-Town thing? Everyone has 4 jobs. We're all being shared.
Yeah. But then Kristen gave me a call and had such a brilliant idea to both stopgap this year, but also just like a
Picture program.
Yeah, like an incredible program. So maybe you want to.
Well, when we started Summer Obsessed, we have always had people over the age of 21 applying, right? And I have to tell them no because we don't have housing for them, and that's not really our mission. And I think that I know since in the time that I've lived here, just the economy has changed in a way where, you know, there's gig economy people that, you know, people that in the US are able to come live here and work here for 5 months. You know, it used to be that was the thing. People were like, you know, are there any, number one, are there any Americans who want to work? And number two, who could possibly interrupt their life that way? But the world exists that way now. And so it seemed like a no-brainer to me to fill these spots with queer people from across the country, you know, of anyone over the age of 21. And so we just put out a little, we made one Instagram post and had 30 applicants. So it's incredibly clear that the demand is there. And it's really interesting. The people who have applied are kind of all over the spectrum of gender, sexuality, age, life experience. And it's been this really cool mix of, you know, some artists, some former business owners, just people who are really interested in coming and spending time in P-Town.
And so how are you pairing them up with prospective employers?
So the PBG has a new association management software called Growth Zone. It's like super robust and amazing. And one of the features is a job listings platform, which is great because people are really finding jobs by word of mouth or through Facebook right now. So we're going to be able to accrue what's available in town and then pass it on to, we're going to do some marketing for Serve around colleges, places that are anti-LGBTQ plus, folks that really need to spend some time in Provincetown and would really, you know, be served for.
Yeah, so basically the PBG is handling kind of the business aspect and talking to businesses and gathering like who has spots available, who has housing, what is that housing? You know, we have some requirements, no more than 2 people to a room, hopefully no mold, you know, the basics. The basics, yeah. And I think that that's important. You know, the town doesn't really have the resources. I talked to Alex about this to go into every room and figure out what's going on. But, you know, and then SAS is coming in because we kind of have a system for vetting people, right? So we're taking applications. I'm finding basically just work history. What are they interested in doing? And just kind of that first level of organization for the businesses. And so we can kind of weed out some people and try to pair them with businesses that make sense. And then we step out of it, right? And we just hand here's the job that might work for you. And I connect the owners with the applicants. And then they, you know, they get to do their own hiring. They get to choose, say yes or no. We're just trying to be kind of that first bit of help at the beginning to kind of just make it a smoother process. So you don't have to talk to 100 people. I'll talk to 100 people.
You love that.
And send you the 10 that seem workable for you.
Carmen, how are businesses responding to this? Are they eager to get involved or?
They are. I mean, there's definitely was a need, and I think there's going to be a growing need, especially when it's just obviously a lot easier to deal with folks who want to come here and don't have to get visas. You have a lot of folks, especially with a younger group, and accessibility to come to town is very challenging with the cost of just trying to visit. This is a really beautiful way to come and not just visit, but really get your roots into town, meet everyone, and probably find ways to come back again and again. So I think it's a really great long-term solution. Even if it grows really small this year, we can see that it's going to take on.
Yeah, there's our 351 J1s that came last year, and there's 353 that are planned for this year. But even if 10, 20, 25% of those workers were coming from anti-LGBTQ plus spaces, and I feel like it's going to be a boon for the cultural longevity of Provincetown. These are going to be the people that come and create culture here and are you know, creatives and artists. And as it becomes more expensive, we don't want to lose that, you know?
And you're also putting future queer leaders in a position to network. You're putting future queer leaders in a position to like to know their community on a national level, because people from all over the country and the world come here. And so it is it's a place where they should be able to access. And so keep getting them here, I think, is part of that mission.
Totally. Provincetown's a resource, you know, and Kristen has her SAS kids coming this week.
Yeah. They start on Monday. So we'll have
so many this year, 9.
We have 9.
How?
Yeah, we have
Did
9
you clean
this
up
year.
after that party yet, Ethan? Those kids are about to arrive.
Ethan walked out at the end of the night. He's like, I don't live here.
It's his birthday. We got rid of all the booze. All the booze is out of the house before the 18 to 20-year-olds arrive.
No, I think this is incredibly important. I think there used to kind of be a tradition of young queer people coming here for the summer and working and living here, being part of the community. And I think we've lost that, and it's been a little replaced with the Bulgarian workforce, who I also love the Bulgarian members of our community. But I think it's important to bring young queer people here to share what we have and also grow what we have in a new generation.
Absolutely. Yeah. Provincetown is a resource, and it's our job to share it. The experience is like, you don't know that you have internal walls until you come to Provincetown and they just start crumbling, right? And I'll also share that we've instigated this Summer One program for Pride, which we're partnering with lodgers to bring first-time visitors to Provincetown from the ages of 21 to 29. And we're going to have 20 folks coming for Pride this year. We're going to have folks speaking in the Pride rally. And Carmen's been reading the stories of some of these folks.
Yeah, it's pretty magical. A lot of them are coming from places that aren't that far. So this is the initial year. And so we're looking at drive markets from Rhode Island, Boston area, and a little bit further west, Western Mass. But a lot of them are coming from areas where they don't have community. So those are the responses we're getting of like, I just want to see what a community of my peers feels like, or come to town because I hear it's just so magical and so wonderful. And to come specifically during Pride sounds really, really meaningful to all of them. So.
I want to tip my hat to the PBG in general for Pride. I lived here for a few years before Pride existed, and I noticed in the first one and all of them since, it is a younger demographic. It is a much more diverse demographic. So it goes in tandem with the work you're doing with Serve. So thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for all your hard work, guys.
Yeah.
We did it.
We're doing it.
We're doing it. We made it.
These are three doers. Three
If
doers.
you're a business owner, reach out to us. Let us know that you're interested in Serve for next year, because this happened so late in the game for the summer season.
Right.
So we're really gonna have an opportunity to roll it out. We're looking at around maybe 4 placements this year, which is
right now we've got people interviewing, 4 or 5 people interviewing, and we're still kind of waiting to see what happens, right? We're still kind of waiting to see who gets what visas and who doesn't.
Right.
So we kind of have some on the back burner. It's been very we implemented it within 24 hours of conception. Truthfully, it was like there was no 12 weeks. So it's definitely something that if we could get going by February, March of next year, and just have all the businesses lined up, I think we'll be able to fill them really, really quickly.
That's awesome.
And I'm excited to feel what that feels like on the streets in town. I'm excited to feel when people say they come to a queer community, it'll be a little gayer. It'll be a little gayer.
Thank you all so much for coming in today. Incredible work.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
I know. Let's head over to Babes and Boys to find out everything going on this weekend.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to May 17th and this week's weekly roundup from Babes and Boys. It's been a series of openings this past week, including Michelle Jaffe at the Grab and Go. Go say hi to Michelle, get some smoothie on. Also, happy opening to Grand Central. Get those steak tips while you can. Also, happy opening to Strangers and Saints. So happy to have you back. And today is Poppin' Dutch. Oh my God, those breakfast sandwiches. Happy to have you all open and back. It's season, y'all. So today, on Friday, Water's Edge Cinema is showing Back to Black, Challengers, and hundreds of beavers. Go get your movie on and say hey to the folks at the Water's Edge Cinema. Also, this weekend is Single Women's Weekend. If you're looking for the line of events, go to provincetownforwomen.com and see all the events for you single ladies. Also, this weekend is Fascination Provincetown Retreat 2024. The link is in our bio. Go check them out. And the gallery stroll returns. Get your gallery stroll on today. Thank you to Paga for posting all of the info that you need. Say hey to all the folks in the galleries. So excited for the gallery strolls to be back. Also, that means Front Stoop Feminist Readings are back over at Women Crafts at 5:30 p.m. Bring your feminist readings, bring anything you want to have read, and say hey to Michelle. Also tonight, thanks to 20 Summers, at 7 p.m., May Erlewine is in concert over at the Hawthorne Barn. And speaking of concert, all weekend long, the British Invasion Pomp and Pop. The Outer Cape Chorale will be bringing you selections from the Beatles, Elton John, and Queen over at Town Hall. And then on Saturday, as part of the monumental yard sale happening this weekend, there will be a specific drag queen yard sale event going on at the Crown and Anchor from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. See what stuff you can buy. I'm going to go see what sequins things I can get. And then over at the Commons, there's a maker's market all weekend long, paying homage to the past and intersecting with what's next. So go check them out on Saturday and Sunday. Also, theater-wise, Over at WOMR, there are 2 special performances of Faith Healer in the Davis space. Go check them out. They're at 5 p.m. featuring Provincetown's own Bo Jacket, Jody O'Neill, and Rebecca Riley. And also, I want to correct something. Summer camp is premiering this weekend, so go support Vivian Fontaine and the folks over at the Post Office Cabaret. It's sure to be a really good night. I am so proud of you, Vivian. Then on Sunday, there will be a Grief Circle for Gaza over at the Gifford House at 3 p.m. with community meal provided. Also bring a dish if you can share. Then, also at the Provincetown Brewing Company, Indivisible Outer Cape resumes its Do Something Sundays from 4 to 5 p.m. And on Sunday at 7 p.m. over at the Provincetown Theater, the Mosquito Story Slam is back, and this time the theme is underdogs, so get your stories ready. Moving along to Tuesdays. Tuesdays brings you Tuesdays at Tin Pan with Billy and Darlene. And then on Wednesday, all month long, the Provincetown Library has been showing Movies Against the Odds, and this Wednesday is showing Rudy. And then on Wednesday, Drag Cafe is back in the house, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. over at the Post Office Cafe. What will they do next? You're going to have to go and find out. Coming up, get those resis on because Butch's is opening May 24th, and you know it's going to be good. I'm excited. That's what's coming up this week. If you have anything you'd like us to promote, please feel free to email us at babesandboys@gmail.com or reach out on Instagram at babesandboys. It's been an incredible week, y'all. Things are really ramping up, so I'm going to leave you with some of these serene, beautiful tulips before they fade away. Have a great week, everyone, and enjoy this warmer weather.
It is a jam-packed weekend in Provincetown, and speaking of jam-packed weekends, it is Fascination Weekend. Please welcome Michael and Ulysses. They are the organizers behind Fascination. It is a Boston-based kink organization.
That's correct.
Perfect, I did
Yes.
it. Tell us a little about how it got started. I know it has been happening for years. Basement at Jacques.
Yes, 2014 is when it started, so we're coming up on 10 years. Isn't that crazy?
Five.
This gentleman here is the co-founder of the night. So yeah, it began in the basement.
Yeah, no, we started in 2014 at a little drag bar in Boston. Many of you might be familiar with. And yeah, we wanted to kind of create a space that was kind of a container for a lot of different facets of the queer kink community. I think that there are a lot of spaces that tend to focus solely on one area of the kink community. It was our goal to encompass many different people. And we were there for a while. And I think since we've moved to Legacy, we've really sort of followed through on that mission and really represent a wide array of different people within our community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I lived in Boston last winter, and I went to a few of your events. And I want to commend you and also ask why it's so important to you guys that you are so, you're focused on safety, respect, consent, and tell us why that's so a big part of your brand.
I think really it comes down to a few factors. You know, where we are culturally as a queer community, we're realizing, you know, how we're under attack from the outside. We have to realize how much we can protect ourselves from within. And so we really like to underscore those features because it's paramount to our, not only just our safety, but our growth and longevity, and instilling those things from now and going forward. Where we may have lost sight in the past, we want to do our part to help really make sure that's a part of everyone's mindset, especially in coming to the kind of spaces that we create.
It's also extremely inclusive, which I also have to commend you for. And even your weekend here in Provincetown, a lot of people think kink, it's going to be a bunch of gay men, but you make a point of making sure that everyone feels welcome in the space.
Definitely. It's kind of always like miraculously wonderful to see how many people come together in the space. And even though they might have their specific gear expression or kink expression, they always find a space within the space to be themselves amongst the whole plethora of everything. And that's, I think, just become a magical part of what we do and what we continue to try to cultivate. You know, even this weekend, you know, we have spaces that are specific but still are open to anyone to find their way into. We're doing, for example, tonight we have a social at the Gifford House at the Love Lounge in partnership with the Boston Leather Organization of Dykes or Blood. I had to make sure I got the acronym right. That will celebrate queer women, queer trans folks, queer non-binary folks in a space where they can just gather together. Where, you know, we have our main party on Saturday night, which again brings everyone together, and we'll have spaces for everyone to find their own niche and be a part of the world.
I love that. What made you want to come to P-Town?
Well, I don't know. It was kind of like, why not? You know,
I think what excites me personally about Provincetown is sort of this exemplary community that is like by and for queer people. And I think that's something that's really special about this community. And I think one of our events being on Sunday here at Provincetown Brewing Company, I think just talking to sort of fellow queer business owners about what their missions are and finding those areas where we align, we found a lot of common ground with people who are trying to do the same things that we were. And we're excited to sort of be able to move forward in a partnership and expand who the community serves.
So tonight is the leather party, the leather dyke party, and then also the fetish cabaret. Is that tonight or
that's
tonight?
the big main event tonight.
Okay.
It's the Fetish Cabaret.
Yes.
That's at the Wild at the Gifford House, and that will be a wonderful mix of different pop-up performances. There will be, you know, of course, a social environment. So I don't want to spoil too much. I just say you have to be there to really experience it.
Yeah. Definitely come out this weekend. Check out everything they've got going on. If you're not in P-Town this weekend, but you make it to Boston every once in a while, you'll do 2 parties a month. First Monday of every month at Legacy.
Yep. And then an occasional special event.
Occasionally, yes.
I've been to a few of your beer busts over at Dorchester Brewing Company as well.
Yes.
And they're kind of our friend brewery in Boston.
Exactly.
So-
Yeah, it's great to bring that here,
Yeah,
actually.
totally.
That's gives us a chance to kind of give people a different environment in kink to relate to one another. And also, it's a chance for us to give back a little bit. We always like to support an organization, a nonprofit within our community that's doing work with, you know, with and for our community. So, of course, this time around, we're supporting the wonderful work of AIDS Support Group of Cape Cod. We've supported a lot of similar organizations, and it's just part of our mission to express ourselves both socially and politically. So
awesome. Thank you for all the great work you do, and for throwing good parties.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, check out everything they've got going on this weekend in Provincetown and follow them on Instagram at Fascination Kink to see everything we've talked about. It's really cool how they really focus on being safe in this environment. So
have fun this weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hope to see you around.
Oh,
Yeah.
you will. Don't worry. Let's head over to Sean with our weekly weather report.
Good morning, guys. Sean here in the west end of P-Town. It's a cloudy day, but hopefully we'll clear up for tea a little bit later. Before we get to the bigger forecast, let's take a look at some of the shots that we got from the Northern Lights this past Friday. There was a solar storm that caused essentially aurora borealis all the way down through the northern hemisphere, especially here in the States. I heard that people were seeing the Northern Lights as far south as Arizona. Some of these shots are just absolutely incredible. I had a friend staying in town, and behind me here, right behind me, just directly back there, is the view of Wellfleet and Truro. They were asking what city was over there, and I said, that's not a city, those are the Northern Lights, baby. Let's cut to the forecast. We are looking at some variable clouds for today, and then going up to maybe 60, and then low clouds for the weekend, although that could change. We certainly know that the forecasts, especially this time of year, change all the time. But we should return to sun and warmer temps for a little bit later next week. It's certainly looking forward to that with the upcoming Memorial Day weekend. Everybody have a great weekend. Sean signing off here in the West End. Back to you guys at the brewery.
Thank you so much, Sean. Good. Thank you so much, Sean, for the weather this week. Now I want to show you a little video that I filmed a couple days ago in the alley at the Old Reliable. Our good friend Mike is doing an art installation there. He's going to have a talk there Sunday at 5:30. But get a little taste of everything going on over there now. Good morning. We are in the alley at the Old Reliable here with Mike. Thanks so much for chatting with me.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah, he's got a really incredible art installation. It's going up now. He has wheat paste on his hands. Yeah. So this is part of the project, the Wild West of the East. It's a project we've seen you running around town working on this project for years. It's so cool to see it in the large glory that it deserves. So tell us a little about how it got up on the wall.
Sure. So I'm lucky enough to have a residency or fellowship with 20 Summers, and I was thinking about what I could work on as a project. And I've been working on these Polaroids. They've taken them out in public and meeting people, just strangers that I didn't know, and kind of figuring out what the town was about. And so I decided to take my love of street art and merge it with my real love, which is photography, and squish them together. And for the 20 Summers project, I decided to make an outside mural where I would take those photos and display them for everyone to see in a street art style.
Oh my God. How long is it going to be up?
As long as it lasts.
Oh, so it's going to be permanent until it washes off the wall or something?
Until it washes off the wall,
Cool.
or until the siding gets taken down, which, maybe
Who knows?
coming in the future or not.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. It looks awesome. There's so many familiar faces. Stop by the alley and take a peek. Stop by the alley this Sunday at 5:30 to chat with Mike, or if you're passing by, check it out. A lot of familiar faces up on the wall.
And please welcome to the show the associate editor of the Provincetown Independent, specializing in arts predominantly, Mr. Paul Sullivan.
Hello.
Paul, thank you for making some time this morning to come. I know you're a busy guy.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yeah.
You've been working for the paper for a while now.
On and off since 2021. Yeah.
What brought you to town to work for the paper?
The paper brought me to town. I heard about the paper from a friend, and I wanted to do journalism, and I wanted to be somewhere gay. And
this is the only place.
Yeah, the paper had just started a few years earlier by Ed Miller and Teresa Parker. And yeah, it was kind of perfect. And so I was taking a year off of college during the pandemic, and came and worked at the paper starting in January, moved here when nothing was going on.
January of 21.
Yeah,
What time?
deep isolation.
Yeah.
And then was here throughout the summer, and then came back the following summer, and then for good last October.
And what was it that funneled you into the arts section? It was that Varla review.
I was going to say, are you going to bring it up? Or are you going to
Of course I'm going to bring it up. I told Paul Sullivan I was going to bring this up. The infamous Varla Jean Merman review of 2021.
2022.
Oh my God,
Yes.
it was even more recent.
It was pretty recent. I knew this was coming, but I have to say I love Varla Jean Merman.
Yeah.
She loves you too.
She got so much material.
Varla Jean Merman was my first drag show in Provincetown.
Wow.
I
Straight
went
to the top.
Yeah, I went all by myself on a Thursday night, and it was a blast. I'm a big fan. And you learn something from every piece you write. And
what did you learn?
For those of you who don't know, can you give them like a 30-second version of that review? There's a very famous soundbite from it.
You tell the famous soundbite.
My recollection of the review, Paul contends to this day that it was not a pan. He was not panning the show.
I loved the show. It was a rave.
But a couple of the phrases in the article were like, an aging queen relying on her old bag of tricks. I'm paraphrasing, but
that's a big paraphrase. It's a loose paraphrase. The review is available online for those who want to fact check that.
We don't have a fact checker here on Wake Up in
No,
Provincetown.
but the best part of it was that the next year there was a whole 15-minute set piece in the show where Varla was like, if anybody reads the local paper, I got panned and called old and accused of only relying on my old bag of tricks. And now my brand new segment, Varla's old bag of tricks. And then it was like every bit that she was like super famous for. And that's because of you.
Yeah, and also I want to thank you because every time you talk about Varla and her career, and it's an impressive long career, not to jump on you dragging her, but
again, raving for her.
But every time you talk about her, you're like, oh, back in the day, she used to chug Cheese Whiz, and I was like, I just really thought I was never going to see that, and because of your article, I got to see it.
I still see her chugging Cheese Whiz. But I meant
At home.
I did say aging, but I meant aging like wine.
Yeah.
Like a nice, a
Aged.
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Aged.
Ed
Well
must have
aged.
edited out the nice part of that sentence. I'm teasing.
I mean, we are very lucky to Varla Jean Merman is one of the best, most respected drag queens in the world ever, and we are so lucky to have her here.
I aspire to be Varla Jean
Yeah,
Merman.
100%. Every time I see her show, and I'm like, this is peak performance. This is how to do it.
All I'm saying is, if you see his name in the byline, read it.
Yeah. Also, like, I want to talk about, you said you wanted to write for a newspaper and you also wanted to be in a queer place, but also we are so lucky to have a paper like the Provincetown Independent. Most communities don't have something like this. And at first when they were coming out, it was like, you don't understand how important it is to have a local newspaper covering these things because you wouldn't hear about them otherwise. And it has really engaged people in our community. And is that kind of what brought you to specifically to Provincetown, or was you like, oh wow, and it's an incredible paper?
I didn't know how high quality the paper was when I first came, and it even after starting to read local newspapers throughout New England and down in Texas and on the West Coast, I was like, wow, this is like a standout. Like,
It's
this
a
is
really,
not
really
the
good
rule,
paper.
this is the exception.
Absolutely.
And there's so much work that goes into it every week. My parents, anytime I don't have a byline, my parents are like, well, you didn't do anything for the paper this week. And I'm like, no, I'm in there.
Yeah.
I'm just editing, so you don't see it.
You have to look. Is it the second page that has the list of people that do all the work?
Yeah, those,
Not all the work, you know.
Yeah. And so there's a ton that goes into it every week.
I know Ed and Teresa sleep minimally, and besides that, paper.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what
it's
they
like
do.
a 4-hour deal
Oh
for
my
that.
goodness.
And they're just working
but
on
they're
the
still
paper.
crushing it. Yeah.
Also, in the link in our bio, I did put links for the Provincetown Independent, and also the Local Journalism Project, which is a nonprofit arm of the Provincetown Independent, which you can donate to, that brings young people like Paul to town to work in a really incredible paper.
Tell me art-wise what you're most excited about this summer. Are there shows that you're like, I can't wait for this to come to town?
Varla.
Well, you can witness.
And I'm really excited to do the stroll every Friday night. That's been like that's technically like my job, is to go out on Friday night and do the
art
stroll and see what's new in the galleries, which is like a highlight to just be able to go see and be seen. And I think it's like one of the best ways to take in Provincetown, because you truly get like everyone inside these tiny gallery spaces, and you get to see like what's brand new. I'm super excited for Dina Martina as well. Varla and Dina are like my two gods. Let's see.
Bob's show. Say Bob's show.
Don't pan me. Do not pan me.
I'm gonna rave about Bob.
I'm kidding. Bring your mom.
I'll bring Bob. My mom loves Bob so much.
Why?
Mom, if you're watching.
You know what's funny? Peter Sullivan said the same thing to me. He goes, why does Paul Sullivan's mom like you so much? I was like, maybe the same reasons you like me so much.
They had a very fun night together, Bob and
We
my
did
mom.
have a lot of fun. I'm
Yeah.
good with moms.
Yeah, totally.
I don't think my mom's up right now.
No, she'll watch this.
She'll watch it later.
Cute.
Come see the show.
Yeah.
How often is she going to come visit you this summer?
I hope a lot. She's more fun than I am. She's a good time, that lady.
Well, the apple doesn't fall far.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're obviously
I try.
her son.
Yeah.
You're so lucky. You have the most fun job at the paper. I know,
It's
we
a
know a
really
lot of
great
people
job.
that work there, and it's a very serious business.
I know,
You don't
some
have to
people
go
have
to
to-
select board meetings. You know.
I started off doing select board meetings, and then they were like, "This kid is not cut out for that." They're like, "Let's get him doing the soft stuff." And so, but no, I really do love writing for the art section. It is like such an amazing way to tap into the community. It's also a great way to tap into like Wellfleet and Truro and Eastham, which we also cover, which are also fun places for people to go visit. And it's super great editing people. Like I get to know people's writing styles, and like working so closely with them has like just been such a joy.
Excellent. It's so nice to have you here.
Thank
For
you.
real.
Yes.
Because when he came in 2021, I was like, oh, this kid's going to be here for 2 minutes and he's never going to come back. Like, you know, Harvard educated journalists who were like, he's going to go work for the New York Times or something.
Soon.
And then you decided to stay
I love
for a
it
little
here.
while.
Yeah.
Love you.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you to all our viewers. Also, like, there's so much fun stuff going on. Come to Fascination, get a Provincetown Independent subscription. Come on Saturday to the brewery for Evan's fun ride. It's got a big weekend.
It is.
Thank you to our sponsors, the Crown and Anchor Provincetown Brewing Company, Shipwreck at the Brass Key, the Crown and Anchor, and also the Provincetown Business Guild.
And thank
Yeah.
you all for waking up in Provincetown.
Wherever you are.
And we'll see you next Friday.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Memorial Day weekend.
Good morning, everybody. Wake up. Wake up, wake up. In Provincetown.